Hurricane Katrina at 20. A calm perspective on resilience, recovery, and policy reform. Prologue, the storm that changed America. On August 29, 2005, Hurricane Katrina slammed into southeast Louisiana. Within hours, levees that had long been known to be fragile failed, drowning 80% of New Orleans. More than 1,800 people lost their lives. Over 1 million were displaced, the largest forced migration in modern U.S. history. 20 years later, the city has rebuilt much of its physical infrastructure. But beneath the repaired roads and towering levees, the legacy of Katrina lingers, in inequity, displacement, and fragile trust. From the perspective of Keep America Moving Ahead, Katrina's anniversary is not only about remembrance. It is about reform, ensuring disasters never again expose America's inequities so starkly. Chapter 1. Before the flood. Evacuation as privilege. When Mayor Ray Nagin issued a mandatory evacuation on August 28, 2005, highways jammed with outbound cars, buses rolled toward Baton Rouge and Houston, and hotels filled fast. But for tens of thousands, without cars, credit cards, or relatives in safe cities, escape was not an option. Gloria Guy, a resident of the lower 9th Ward, told the New York Times, "They told us to leave, but we had no car, no way to get out." Warnings had come years earlier. In 2002, the Army Corps of Engineers flagged weaknesses in New Orleans levees. But repairs were delayed, budgets cut, and political urgency absent. Katrina made those warnings reality. Chapter 2. During the deluge, survival without support. When the levees broke, water surged into homes, trapping families in attics and on rooftops. Tens of thousands packed into the Superdome and Convention Center. For days, they endured sweltering, unsanitary conditions with little food or water. Herbert Freeman Jr., stranded outside the convention center, told the Associated Press, "We kept waving at helicopters, but none stopped. We were begging for help. The most immediate aid came not from FEMA or the National Guard but from neighbors, churches, and volunteers who mobilized with what little they had." Chapter 3. Aftermath. 4 Journeys of Recovery. 1. Those who left and did not return. Houston absorbed nearly 250,000 evacuees. Many never came back. Lorraine Holmes told the Houston Chronicle, "I want to go back, but what is there to go back to? My house is gone." 2. Those who returned to rebuild. The Federal Road Home Program distributed $9 billion to homeowners. But its property value formula shortchanged black families. Josephine Butler of the lower 9th Ward told the Times-Picayune, "We're doing this house nail by nail. It's hard, but I won't leave. This is my city." 3. Those who lost faith in government. Sheldon Shakespeare Alexander, in Spike Lee's documentary When the Levees Broke, put it bluntly, "The water broke us, but the government broke our faith." 4. Those who believe recovery is still incomplete. New Orleans is a city of contrasts. Tourist districts thrive, but neighborhoods like New Orleans East remain underserved. Sharmika Charles told NPR, "It looks good for tourists, but if you live here, it's different. We're still waiting on basics." Chapter 4. KAMA's Call to Action. Katrina magnified inequality. To keep America moving ahead, KAMA calls for a National Equity in Disaster Act, built on 3 pillars. 1. Preparedness for all. Evacuation transport for those without cars. Priority upgrades in historically neglected neighborhoods. 2. Equitable recovery. A right to return guarantee for displaced citizens. A national disaster recovery scorecard to track equity in aid distribution. 3. Resilient futures. Climate adaptation funds tied to the most at-risk populations. Affordable flood insurance for working-class families. Epilogue. Katrina's unfinished story. At the Katrina 10 Memorial in 2015, Tanya Harris of the Lower 9th Ward Center for Sustainable Engagement and Development said, "We don't want pity, we want progress. We don't want our children to be stranded on rooftops again." 20 years later, her demand is still unmet. Resilience cannot be measured only by the height of levees, but by the fairness of recovery. Through the KAMA lens, remembrance must lead to reform. Because America cannot move ahead unless resilience is built on equity.